Just setting up right now. Welcome, guys. Excuse me. Welcome to another live. Um, yeah, we are back. Another Saturday, another fun day, and summer is almost here. I mean, my daughter's almost off. Give her another week. She'll be graduating third grade. Yeah, pretty cool. So, what have you guys been doing today? Hope it's been great. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another weekend of growing this 3-year beard. Yep, I think it's, I think I'm going a little too high on this angle. Too low, I meant. I think I need to raise it up a little bit more. I feel like I'm like all the way down here, like, hey guys, how's it going? No, that doesn't work. All right, as it says up on here, it's showtime. And I'm ready for the weekend. Hopefully you guys are too. So yeah, I've been enjoying my new job. It's been fun. It's a lot of physical work. I'm constantly up on the move. I'm constantly, just moving around and bending, cleaning, helping, assisting, and gathering, putting things back in order, keeping things nice in order. So I'm glad I'm like a little bit of a cog in the whole system of the outpatient facility of physical therapy. So it's been fun. So yeah, enjoying that, and hope you guys are enjoying your weekends. Let's go immediately into the kind of beard products that I've been using lately. I've been using Weatherbeard. Their products are awesome. The one thing I like about Weatherbeard is they use high quality natural 100% products for your beard so it doesn't dry out, it nourishes, it continues to grow and thrive in an awesome science researched natural oils type of way. So yeah, Weatherbeard is great. I love it. This is the Cedar Crest. Cedar Crest is like kind of a woodsy, sweet, small little hints of spice to it. It's really nice. And let me just open it up just to kind of give you guys. This is the beard wash, Cedar Crest. Smells great. Yeah, it's got that nice woodsy, peppery, sweet smell to it. And it's all 100% natural, specifically made for your beard. I can't have enough fun with this product because it comes with washes, oils. Hinoki Heights is the #1 seller. This one has like more of a sweeter, oh yeah, much sweeter woodsy smell. But yeah, this is a great little piney, woodsy, sweet scent. I got it on my fingers. Just gonna rub it in my beard again. And the one thing I've realized by using these products, especially Weatherbeards, it is very much helping my beard become a little bit more nourished throughout the day. So, and it smells good. My wife always comes up to me and says, "Wow, I can't stop smelling your beard." And I'm like, "Great. As long as it doesn't smell like cheese or whatever, like grody stuff, because I'm always like, having to eat with this beard. Sometimes it just gets all in the crevices and I gotta constantly wipe. So it's been fun using this product. Weatherbeard is definitely a good product, 100% natural, high quality, and that's what they pride themselves on is the quality of the oils that they use. So it definitely shows. Definitely shows. And they also have some beard butter. Sometimes they have unscented beard butters, but they definitely have all of their scents uh, in line with their bundles. So you can get the wash, the oil, and the beard butter for the same scent. And it's really nice. It's awesome. So yeah, let's get into the bearded legend of the week. Today's bearded legend is Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin, if you ever heard his name, if you ever thought about evolution, Charles Darwin definitely rings a bell, doesn't it? He's one of the most recognizable scientific beards in history, represents slow growth, patience, a long-term development, and yeah. So let me go into his Wikipedia info. He's an English naturalist, geologist, and biologist widely celebrated for developing the foundational framework of modern evolutionary biology. He is most famous for his scientific theory that all life descended from a common ancestor through a process called natural selection. I think what? We all came from a newt? A newt? Yes, a newt. Millions and millions of years ago, I guess we were all descendants from a newt. So Darwin compiled his revolutionary concepts in his 1859 book, The Origin of Species, permanently altering humanity's understanding of the natural world. So, I mean, his journey, Darwin spent 5 years from 1831 to 1836 traveling to the globe as a gentleman naturalist aboard the HMS Beagle. I don't know what the HMS Beagle stands for. I think it's maybe it's a ship. It's a small wooden boat traveling all around the coast of South America. At his field of research, he collected extensive animal, plant, rock, and fossil specimens across South America and various remote islands. I think it was like, what, part of the Galapagos tortoises? I believe so, which goes to his next point. The Galapagos observations, his observations of physical variation in the Galapagos tortoises, the finch beaks across the different islands provide crucial clues on environmental adaptation, meaning he found that there are some birds that were adapting to their beaks to survive on different islands, but they were the same type of species of birds. So he determined that over natural selections of trying to survive, these different beaks were evolving to adapt to the survival rate on each island. So that's pretty cool to see. Don't know if that's for humans. I don't know if like from being 5 years old to like 45 years old, do I have a different nose? Probably, because we all know that noses, ears, and I think feet keep growing throughout the entire age of whatever your lifespan is, which is kind of interesting. I think even they don't quote me on this. I think they said even after death, your ears or your nails or whatever your hair can continue to grow even like when you're like in the esophagus, which is, I don't know. Let me know if that's actually true, but hey. Survival of the fittest, right? Inside, even beyond the grave. But yeah, let me go to his 3 strong facts. I probably have covered them, but I went to his Wikipedia anyways. The first strong fact: Darwin spent over 20 years refining his theory before publishing it. And strong fact number 2: his beard became iconic later in life and symbolized wisdom and maturity. So there he is. And there he is. He's also going, no, I'm not going to tell you the real secret of evolution. No, I'm kidding. But here he also is playing with the animals in the background. And it looks like, I don't know about his beard, what's going on in there, but like it looks like it's kind of going like this. It's like separating or something. Which, if you want to see it like that, yeah, I guess you can over time. You can train your beard to, separate and divide into 2 different beardices, which is kind of a similar evolutionary take of how you can kind of shape your beard, right? Uh, Although I think Jesus was one of those guys who also had that cleft beard, you know. But anyways, that's probably another legendary beard for the next time. But yeah, thank you, Charles Darwin, for your contributions in beard history, not only in your evolutionary theory, but also with your rockin' beard. Because we all know that a man with a beard probably came up with an awesome theory or came up with something great. That's just a theory, though. Anywho, I wanted to show you also how my hair individually is kind of shaping itself. I managed to collect a few strands that got pulled out. And by the way, strands always come out. It's natural. You get about like maybe to 5 to 10 strands every few days. So it's just running its natural course, not natural selection, of course, but of course. So here's one. I don't know if you can kind of see it, but this one is kind of slightly. I think yeah. Here we go. It kind of like spirals up a little bit. This one spirals, and I think it's part of the cheeks, and maybe yeah, the cheeks are definitely the spirally ones. This one is slightly wavy, but not really. It's like kind of like it has like a small little wave to it. So, yeah, I think this is probably the chin. This is the chin hair. And another one, I don't know where this one comes from, but this one definitely wants to spiral and curl a little bit. It wants to spiral and curl. And I really don't know where this comes from. It's probably another cheek one. I don't know. But yeah. So different strands of hair, depending on where the follicle is on your face, will end up producing different strands at all times. Like I think down to closer to the chin hairs are a little bit more of a finer feel. You can kind of feel it like it's less coarse down under here compared to on the sides of the cheek compared to the I mean, I feel like my mustache is a little bit more thicker than everything else. Like I just feel like it's thicker up here and just more almost like a more hollow, thick type of coarse follicle. I don't know. But I've been watching and been following other beard influencers online, so I've been kind of getting a little bit more understanding as to beard hair. It's very fascinating. So yeah, I'm just kind of discovering a little bit more about my beard. Hopefully, you're discovering your beards are as well. It's going to be awesome. Discovering who and what kind of a hair you can produce on your face. But yeah, yeah, beard life, guys, beard life. But let me go ahead into the chat and start talking because I've covered this quickly. Thank you, Charles Darwin, for being the bearded legend. But as the evolution goes on and on, we must move on. And thank you, Charles. Uh, Ulrika, 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 how you doing? Giuseppe. I think I can pretty much read. Come on, guy. Come on. How you doing? Bless. How you doing? That's a glorious beard. Thank you. Today, I don't think I washed my beard today yet. I still have some of the product left in from yesterday. Left it in all day. And what I kind of noticed is like the beard kind of takes a better shape if you skip putting conditioner on it every single day, if that makes sense. So I don't have any new conditioner. I didn't wash it freshly, but I feel like that the beard kind of still maintains its shape even after I skip a day from like washing it. And of course, it's crucial to wash your beard so that way you can continue to get moisture and things don't fester because, especially with a thick beard or with any beards, the the oils can kind of like fester on the skin and you don't want that happening. Otherwise it's just going to clog it. It's going to disrupt the natural flow of your follicles. So it's always crucial to continue to keep washing, keep conditioning, keep oiling to make sure that your skin is nice and moist so it can be the most optimal part of thriving and growing beard hair. So yeah. uh, George, Georgia. Oh no, George Riviera. How you doing? What religion are you? I don't. I mean, like I'd like to say I'm a Christian, but I mean I'm kind of open, minded. I like learning about different types of religions, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, even Stoicism. I think it can be a sort of a religion. So I kind of take little pieces of different religions and I sort of apply it to my own life. Understanding spirituality, I think, is important as well as understanding oneself. And within each religion, kind of covers different types of modalities of one's life. more mindfully, more physically, more spiritually, because we kind of need to balance all of them, right? So, to answer your question, I've been raised Christian Orthodox, but I also continue to collect all different types of religions to sort of better understand myself and how I can understand other people around me. So I think that's something everyone should be able to, explore. So, yeah. I don't know if that really answers your question, but yeah. I'm a very open-minded guy. George, don't yeah, you don't need to apologize. It's interesting how, like, when people talk to other people, if they carry themselves, nicely, then they start wondering, like, what kind of a background do you have? And that religion is usually one of them. Like, yeah, what do you do for work? Or what do you, believe in? Do you believe in a higher power? What kind of higher power? So, I think it's good to ask people that. I don't think people should be trying to stave away from that question, because spirituality is definitely should be on not the forefront of everybody's mind, but also just kind of like a nice easy method practice that everyone can use, whether it's going to work, whether it's going to church, whether it's going to a grocery store, whether it's just interacting with anyone in your life. Spirituality can kind of help sort of make people understand each other, including ourselves. And that way we can kind of like live with a little bit more of a lighter heart. We can kind of, have more fun together. We can laugh and joke and, and just enjoy each other's company. Because I think each other's company is kind of a sort of weaning down as everyone's trying to go towards the ChatGPT, the AI, the computerized, version. Looking at our screens is always like most important, and yet we kind of fail to exercise that ability to be present with each other, that ability to communicate with each other. I think that's also super important, because evolution tells us that we do adapt to different types of times. Of course, our beaks don't change because we're not trying to survive that way, but our minds do. Our brains kind of change over the advancement of technology. So it's really important to still understand what is innovating our lives and what do we continue to provide as humans. I think humans are have that innate sense of communicating with others, being able to innovate through physical, through technological, through spiritual practices of understanding. And through that type of communication, we still need to exercise that communication to talk to each other. So that's why I always go into the chat and I always talk to people. Uh, I probably talk better in person, honestly, because it just becomes more natural. If people who aren't that great at like going online and going and doing streaming, I can see why, because it's just an unnatural thing. It's more unnatural than saying hi and looking at each other's eyes in person and being able to communicate in that way. We've always been doing that. We've been doing that for thousands and thousands of years, possibly hundreds of thousands, ever since humans existed, which is very much arguably a still a theory. It always keeps getting pushed back to 200,000. Now it's a million. Now it's 2 million. It's like we don't know how long humans have been around, but what we do know is communication, being able to stay present with each other and communicate with each other, has always existed ever since we humans existed. So, something to think about. We all love our iPhones, we love our internet life, but at the same time, we need to just continue to exercise that communication. So I don't know why I got on that rant, but I feel like that it's super important for people to still, you know, include that with their life, because this is what we're always going to be. We're depending if we come like, merging with like AI, merging with our robot self, then yeah, maybe we can just like, sit in a box and go like this, and then telepathically like, talk and communicate and do our jobs. But our bodies need constant movement, just like our minds need constant interactions, constant stimulation, as well as resting. We need to rest, but we also need to exert in a certain level of what our capacity is for communicating, thinking, physical strength, that keeps us alive, that keeps us going, and that keeps us thriving to can stay connected with each other. So yeah, I'm a very passionate guy about like evolution, but I'm also a passionate guy when it comes to just living like we used to live, like 20 years ago. you know, I think that's like a super important thing to me, and might not be important to everyone, but I think it is should be important to everyone. Um, Christoph, Christ of is, I think that's what how you pronounce it, or Christoph. Yeah, Christoph is. I don't know, but either way, you said if you punch yourself and it hurts, does that not mean you are strong or weak? I mean, I think if you punch yourself, you're kind of inflicting self harm, right? like, um, the question is, if you punch yourself and it hurts, well, that means that you just hurt yourself. Whether you take it and say, "Oh my God, I don't want to punch myself anymore," then would that make you weak? No, that would just make you, just kind of a little disturbed. I would say a little disturbed. Why would you be punching yourself unless it was a joke? You do that whole like line like quit hitting yourself, quit hitting yourself, quit hitting yourself. Maybe, maybe, but I would say that makes you a little bit more confusing. If all, the whole strong and weak argument doesn't really matter because you're just hitting yourself. And I would say go call someone about it. Go talk to your mom. Go talk to your dad and tell them, hey, I keep hitting myself for some reason. Does that make me strong or weak? And you'll see what kind of answer your parents give you, right? They should be telling you, like, why are you hitting yourself like that? Go do something better with your life. Go like, read a book. Go like learn something. Go grow a beard or something, Get focused and stay motivated. Don't harm yourself. Call someone, please. Get some help. Hope that answers your question, Christoph. Um, but yeah, that's just my take. Half of it's I'm just playing around, and then the other half, like, please don't harm yourself. Please don't hit yourself because, especially people like bang their head on the wall. Like, why are you hurting your brain like that, man? Like, you're just like damaging the potential. Just like, hitting yourself. Why are you hitting yourself? You're just damaging your potential. And you got to wonder the people that hit themselves, do they hit other people? Yeah, if they're willing to hit themselves, they're probably hitting other people. So, not a good thing, man. Not a good thing. I would think about that, Christoph is. But I want to say, in all fun and games, you guys are awesome. Thank you for coming in the chat and saying hi. I always appreciate, having fun, joking around, poking around, coming up with like some interesting topic, even if it is random. Like, what if you hit yourself? Does that make you weak or strong? Hey, that's fine. Let's talk about it for some reason. But when it comes to too much politics, don't ask me too many politic questions. I am not the arbiter of politics. I'm just the arbiter of growing this beard as much as I can with so much, good potential by using good products like Weather Beard or maybe even Live Bearded. Live Bearded is also a good product. But I really like Weather Beard because it just feels more natural. It feels like, oh, that was my hand. It feels just like it feels better on my beard because there's also a beard wash, a beard stimulator wash. And I don't know if I have it with me right now, and I think I do. No, I don't. I don't have it with me. I left it in the bathroom. But I have a bunch of products from Weatherbeard, because they've been so nice to show off their products. It really shows. You know, Again, I can go a day. I don't usually go a day without like, washing, conditioning, oiling, and, buttering my beard. But today I didn't. And it still looks great. And I toss and turn in the bed. I'm like, I'm like constantly moving around. So, and yet my beard stays intact. So, could that be a correlation to my own follicles? I don't know, but I like to say that it is a correlation of the products that you use every single day. Yeah, give or take. If you skip a day, it won't matter. because you use good products, good high quality products, natural 100% oils that are meant for your skin, for your follicles, and that have been proven to nourish and make your beard thrive. So definitely check out some Weatherbeard. Weatherbeard is a great product. Good smells too. It's not like that synthetic stuff that you're just like, yeah, it smells all right, but what else are they putting in it? You know, what else? What kind of ingredients are they compromising to make sure that they can punch out a beard product and then maybe put a Viking picture on it or something and call it a beard product? You got to just like do your research, and Weatherbeard is definitely one of those great products that you can rely on. you know I do, and my beard is looking great. I love it. you know yeah. And I actually think that, like, because I've been using the beard growth stimulator formula from Weatherbeard, I think that my follicles are actually kind of like turning a little bit more darker. I can't say for certain, but I see sort of a correlation to. I thought my beard was a lot whiter than before, but now I'm starting to see that, like, I'm starting to see more of the color coming in. I don't know if that's the correlation. Maybe it's the peppermint or rosemary oil from the beard growth stimulator from Weatherbeard. Who knows? But I am a firm believer of using natural products that are meant for your face, and that can sort of help nourish more of these follicles, and maybe turns on those dormant follicles that are creating less pigmentation, and maybe just waking them up again. That's a theory, of course, not a Darwin theory, but a theory nonetheless. But yeah, guys, you guys have been awesome. I'm gonna get going because I gotta continue to get on with my life by chores and the things that I want to do in life, and hopefully you do too. Hopefully, if it's not a beard that you want to grow and maintain, hopefully it's something like an art project. Hopefully it's research for science. Hopefully it's finding out what the theory of anything is. Hopefully it's something that creates and contributes to society, that gets to be sort of a better contributor than just consuming on the tablet, on the phone, or what have you. We all want to be distracted with our lives, but if we're not being fulfilled, then we might lose the potential of why we're here. So continue to try to find something that you want to do in life that makes you sort of a part of a community, makes you a part of something bigger than yourself. And that is, of course, for me, I'm growing my beard not only just to grow a beard for 3 years, but I'm also trying to open up this community to help understand what beards are about. How can you maintain a good beard? How can you personally make a beard yourself, your part of your identity? And how can we understand and learn, the history of beards as well? So, yeah, you guys have a great one, and I will see you tomorrow for another post, but I will see you next Saturday for another live. All right, guys, stay bearded and keep on bearding on. Bye.